This week on Weekly News, we'll take a look at rising gas prices.
We'll also find out about the risks of tanning.
All this and more coming up on Weekly News. Please stay with us.
From the campus of East Central University, welcome to the Weekly News with David Emmons, Jennifer McMahan-Curliss, Jeremy Stout with sports, and Shonda Holmes, serving East Central, Ada, and the surrounding community. Recorded live from ECU Studios, this is the Weekly News.
Hello, I'm David Emmons.
And I'm Jennifer McMahan-Curliss. Welcome to this edition of Weekly News.
Setting a record is often a good thing, right? Well, unfortunately not in this case. Last May, the U.S. saw record gas prices at $2.05 a gallon, and we have already reached that price again. MSNBC reported that according to the American Automobile Association, oil prices are at their highest level in months and still rising. The head of the Organization for Petroleum Exporting Countries has said crude oil could get as high as $80 per barrel, up from about $54 currently. With the price of a gallon of gas expected to hit somewhere between $2.25 and $2.50 before Memorial Day, this is just more bad news for drivers. Local citizens speak out about issues concerning repeat sex offenders. Here's Jennifer McMahan-Curliss with more.
Is the nation really doing enough to protect its children from sex offenders? With the recent killing of 9-year-old Jessica Lunsford of Florida, Congress has vowed to make stricter laws concerning sex offenders. But we wanted to take a closer look. We asked Oklahomans their opinions on how to make our communities safer from repeat sex offenders.
Okay, well, in my profession, we do run an OSBI background check on all employees. And the problem with that is if they have not been convicted, that will not show up on their background information. From a parent's perspective, I have to be very aware of who lives in my neighborhood. And I also need to be aware that the funding is not there to track these repeat offenders. And so maybe we need to really strongly look at increasing that funding.
I really don't think they're doing all that they can do, but we need to figure out something. I don't have any ideas of what to do to make it any better. But it's not working very good, whatever.
God doesn't like sex offenders either, nor does he like anybody that messes up little kids. They're his little kids. He made them, he made you and me. Don't mess with them.
It's apparent that in the Ada area, opinions vary concerning sex offenders and their crimes and their punishments. But one thing is certain. Everyone is in agreement that something more must be done. For Weekly News, I'm Jennifer McMahan-Curliss.
More than 1,500 rapes are reported in Oklahoma each year, but according to the Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation, only 1 in 10 rapes is actually reported. However, Escaping Hades, a website offering support concerning violent crimes, provides information about how to stay safe. The following are a few safety tips. Always carry car keys in your dominant hand. Keys can be used as a weapon in case of an attack. If you are a single woman, consider what information you want others to know about you. For instance, don't leave recordings on answering machines which can reveal where you live, and use initials when listing your number in the phone book. Also, try to vary routines. Remember, most importantly, if a situation feels wrong, get away fast. According to the U.S. Department of Justice, persons aged 12 to 24 are most at risk for violent crimes. Violent crimes include murder, rape, sexual assault, robbery, and assault.
Oklahoma is tied for third highest divorce rate in the country, according to the 2003 census. In 2004, the Chickasaw Nation District Court and Pontotoc County Court filed a total of nearly 400 divorces. Another 100 divorces have been filed this year. The average age for marriage in the U.S. is 25 for women and 27 for men. However, most Oklahomans are getting married 4 to 5 years earlier than the national average, which leads to financial instability and a higher divorce rate for the state. After sending out surveys to Sulphur's residents asking if they would like to see a Walmart Supercenter in the area, members of the Sulphur Chamber of Commerce were surprised at the overwhelming response they received. The Chamber's president, Chance Freeman, says there has not been a chance to sort out all the surveys and letters, but estimates over 75% were in favor of Walmart being built. Freeman says competition in any town is a good way to make business more competitive concerning prices. Freeman hopes prior knowledge and preparation by small businesses will help the establishments find ways to keep customers, even if the new Walmart is built. Coming up, we'll take a look at ECU's Native American Student Association. Please stay with us.
Once you see the world through math and science, you'll never see anything the same way again. Go to girlsgotech.org.
You'll see.
The Native American Student Association raised about $800 March 9th. The success of NASA's Indian taco sale provides the opportunity for students to learn more about Native American heritage. The money will be used for funding educational trips. Members will also use the money to help needy families during the holiday seasons. Because of a growing number of patients, Valley View Hospital noticed a great need to update and expand the facility. Tory McGee has more on the story.
For the past 20 years, Valley View has been serving the needs of its community. However, a growing number of patients has caused a need for expansion.
We're seeing some growing pains in a couple of areas. One is in surgery. We're seeing so much surgery volume, we're having trouble handling it all in the current space that we're in. And then in our OB area, obstetrics area, we're seeing that we're really a little outdated in that area. We have a lot of semi-private rooms, which the mothers would like to have more privacy, and we just need to update that area.
Valley View hopes to start construction this summer. Total expenses on the 100 square foot addition will be somewhere between $12 and $15 million. Not included in this estimate is the cost of equipment.
We will be moving equipment. The intent is that we would move over a CAT scanner, MRI unit, radiology unit. So a lot of the equipment that we have here would move over. But in some areas, particularly surgery, we would need new equipment in that area.
Along with new equipment, Valley View plans to recruit a half a dozen new physicians. Reporting for the Weekly News, I'm Tory McGee.
East Central University will welcome best-selling author Dr. Stephen Covey in late March. Covey is the author of the #1 book on the New York Times bestseller list, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. Covey is a member of the Society of Success and Leadership. The organization was formed by professional motivational speakers who wanted to impact students' lives. The Society offers to send speakers to universities unable to afford a speaker, travel, and material fees. Dr. Covey will host a presentation at ECU Tuesday, March 29th at 7 o'clock p.m. in the E-Step Room. Covey will be highlighting his latest book, The 8th Habit. Coming up in sports, we'll look at the latest in area high school baseball.
Your GED right here, guaranteed, ma. Hey, how you doing? Educational videos, top quality, right here. I got live learning, beautiful books inside.
The National Center for Family Literacy.
Yo, I got your arithmetic right here.
Because you can't get your GED on the street. Call 1-877-FAMLIT1 for free learning programs like GED and family computer classes.
Who needs a high school diploma, huh?
The National Center for Family Literacy. The first step to a better life.
You wouldn't treat a crash test dummy like a child. So why treat a child like a crash test dummy? If they're under 4'9", they need a booster seat. Learn more at boosterseat.gov.
So, Jeremy, what's new in sports this week?
Well, we had a little bit of bad weather dampen things a bit, but it seems like we have some better weather rolling in, and sports should shine the next week. Local high school baseball is rolling full throttle. Here are a few area games coming up next week. Roth will travel to Bing on Monday for a 4 o'clock doubleheader. The Tigers will host Dell on Tuesday for 2 varsity games. The first pitch will be thrown at 4:30. Ladder will have the home field advantage for a few days next week. The Panthers will host Colgate on Monday and Silo on Tuesday. Game time is scheduled for 4 o'clock on both days. The topic of homeschool sports does not normally come up. In fact, many people don't even realize there are homeschool sports teams. Coy Cypert brings us a story about a local homeschool volleyball team that's making an impact in its sport.
Volleyball is a great recreational sport, but did you know that Ada is home to a champion homeschool volleyball team? We talked to the coach of the Incredibles to find out how it all started.
Well, we got a phone call from somebody in another homeschool organization that told us there's a volleyball league that's available for one to play in it. So we got some more information about that. We decided we wanted to participate. Being a homeschool group, there's not always a lot of different organizational things you can do. Play tennis, of course, and different things like that. Volleyball sounded great, so made the right contacts we needed to find out about. Found out the rules they want to play by, what it would take to put a team in there, where they were playing, and made some phone calls in the homeschool group. Found kids that were interested, made it available. We had a great turnout, had about 24 kids that wanted to participate. This being our first year, there's lots of initial startup costs, so we raised a little bit of money and got everything going in time to actually start the season. That's kind of how it all started.
While attending the team's end of the season celebration, we asked a few students about their feelings on the season.
Volleyball's a lot of fun.
Oh, I love it. It's great. It's a lot of fun. I'm really sad that the season's over.
We had a lot of fun. I love playing sports. It's awesome. And with volleyball, it's kind of different because it's a team sport versus tennis or golf, which most homeschool sports are individual. And this being a team sport, it's really cool.
We talked to an assistant coach to find out why the team claims the title of champion.
We took 3 teams to the tournament, a beginner team, intermediate team, and a little more advanced team. We just put the teams together just about a month before the matches started. We played a few weeks of matches, and then we had a tournament at the end, and our beginner team won the tournament, and then our intermediate team did pretty well, then our advanced team won their league.
But if you're a homeschooled sports team, who do you find to play?
In Oklahoma City, they've had a volleyball league for 10 years now, and the kids here have expressed an interest, and we've tried for a couple of years, but it's so far to drive, and this year they moved it to Norman, and that's only a little over an hour away, and got somebody to coach it that knew what they were doing, and we started playing.
After a long season of practice that finally paid off, this champion team came together to relax and reflect on the season. And nothing says good times like pizza and soda. With a full stomach and an enlightened mind, this is Coy Cypert.
East Central's baseball team took on Angelo State Rams on March the 12th and March 13th. The Tigers would start the weekend off on the right foot by winning Game 1 with a score of 13-8. The Tigers finished Game 1 with 16 hits. And right fielder Jeff Bork fueled the offensive attack by going 4 for 4 with a double and 4 runs batted in, while first baseman Jason Pinnell went 3 for 3 with 2 runs batted in and 3 scores. The Tigers ran out of juice, though, the second game, where they lost a close battle 8-7. On Saturday morning's game, ECU jumped off to a head start once again, taking Game 1 8-5. Jay Neal sparked the attack by going 3 for 3 with an RBI and a run scored. The Tigers once again could not pick up the second win of the day, as they would lose Game 2 9-4. This put the Tigers to 10-11 on the season. In softball news, East Central Lady Tigers and Southwestern's Lady Tigers met to play a doubleheader Tuesday afternoon, but Mother Nature had other plans, leaving the two teams standing on a saturated playing field planning their duel for another day. The universities both agreed on the date of Wednesday, March the 23rd, if weather permitted. The Lady Tigers, who own a record of 1-11 in conference play, hope to catch their second win over the struggling Lady Bulldogs, who have only won 1 in conference play and have 11 losses. East Central men's tennis is in full swing this season. The Tigers took on rival Southeastern Oklahoma State University on March the 5th. I had the chance to get more on the coverage of the match. East Central University Tiger men's tennis team took on rival Southeastern Savages on March the 5th in Ada. When these two teams meet, it's always a battle.
This should be a good match. Obviously, I'm on our side. I think we should win, and I hope we win.
In the doubles, ECU got off to a quick start by winning number 2 and number 3 doubles 8-4 and 8-3 respectively. At number 1 doubles, the pair of Karlovic and Gallegos from Southeastern started out hot and went up 7-2. Josh Paz and Shane Conroy fought back to make it 7-5, but it ended there as ECU lost 8-5. In singles action, ECU dominated and won all but number 4 singles, where Matt Folsom barely lost in a third set super tiebreaker 6-4, 4-6, 10-5. Jose Paz had one of his best matches of the semester with a 6-1, 6-2 over Anthony Karlovic of Southeastern. Tran, Shane Conroy, and Felipe Lopez and Shane Waller also disposed of all their opponents in straight sets. East Central Tiger men win their 4th straight against conference rival Southeastern. Reporting live for the Weekly News, this is Jeremy Stout. ECU's women's tennis team triumphed over Northeastern State on Saturday the 12th. The women's tennis team battled on a home court and won 5-4 matches over Northeastern. Northeastern is ranked number 14 in the nation. This past week, East Central's own Miguel Abreu was named Lone Star Conference North Division Player of the Week. The junior center fielder hit a red-hot 588 for the week, going 10 for 17. Abreu hit 2 home runs, 2 doubles, walked once, and stole 1 base. The Tiger slugger also knocked in 7 runs and scored 8. Abreu's performance helped the Tigers split a 4-game series with West Texas A&M. Coming up, Shonda will take a look at the risk of tanning. Please stay with us.
Best-selling author John Grisham visited Ada recently and bought the rights to an upcoming book about a story that occurred in Ada. The book chronicles the life of Ronald Williamson, a man falsely convicted of murder and spent 12 years in prison before being cleared by DNA evidence. At the time of his release, Williamson was only 5 days away from being executed. Grisham plans on returning for further research. The book is expected to be released next year. Trying to get the perfect tan is a goal many people pursue as the warm weather sets in. But are tanning beds and exposure to outdoor sunlight safe? Jennifer Pigeon tells us more.
The spring season sparks a quest for bronzed bodies. That can send many running to the tanning bed.
Picks up around February 1st, and lasts until the big rush is prom. Spring break, yes, but more prom than spring break.
Local tanning salon owner and nutritionist Kim Hoppy suggests tanners follow many guidelines to be safe and still get a good tan.
5 times a week, if they can. That gives them a base tan that they don't fry outside. And depending on how fair you are when you start, if you're fair skin, we recommend 7 to 10 minutes for the first week, and then increase to 15 and then up to 20. 20 is the max.
With such a rapid desire to tan, it is questionable if such exposure to ultraviolet rays is safe. ECU Director of Health Services Arlene Akins says overexposure to UV rays can have severe health risks.
Well, actually, either way, it has an aging effect on the skin and increases the risk of melanoma, malignant melanoma.
And then now they have the UV free in spray-on. So if you're scared of skin cancer in the bed or outside, then you can do the Mystic spray-on.
I think that some sun is healthy because vitamin D, that's one of the only ways you get vitamin D is from sunlight. And so I don't recommend just staying totally out of the sun, but just use moderation and a good sunscreen. And especially fair-skinned people are prone to skin cancer, so they would have to be more careful than someone with darker skin.
The key to healthy tanning seems to be simple moderation. For ECU News, I'm Jennifer Pigeon.
The NASA Fellowship Program at East Central University is offering 2 stipends and 7 scholarships for the 2005-2006 academic year. The awards are open to full-time ECU students who carry at least a 2.7 GPA. Each student who applies must provide an official transcript, current class schedule, 3 letters of recommendation, several completed NASA forms, and a student essay. Both stipends are worth $2,000 and each scholarship is worth $800. Applications are available in room 102 in the administration building and deadline is April 22nd at 3 p.m. The National Aeronautics and Space Administration awards smaller universities in the United States grants due to the lack of federal money. Every student is encouraged to apply, and any major is welcome. East Central University is home to the International Student Program, which allows students from countries like Brazil, Mexico, Japan, and many others to attend college in the U.S. Here's our own Jarrod Morse to tell us more about these students and this unique program.
The East Central University International Student Program gives students from other countries the opportunity to receive a college education while learning about the American and teaching Americans about their homeland.
We have 54 international students, and they are from 24 countries, different countries, which means we have a big variety of students in the Central. Those students usually come here to go to school for 4 years. When they apply for a visa, they apply for a visa for 4 years. So we usually have students that stay a long time. We're a very, very active program in campus. We do a whole bunch of community service. We just finished 2 months ago the tsunami relief program, which was we're collecting money to send to the people who survived the tsunami disaster, and we also do some other programs, some other activities like fundraisers and stuff. We did the Romance Around the World. We collected some money to go on a trip for spring break, and now we are preparing for the Multicultural Fair, which is going to be this whole month of activities, all kinds of activities going on about language, different languages, different cultures, different dances, customs, and all that in 1 month. We are collecting volunteers from all over campus, all kinds of programs, from the nursing program to the computer science to the art program. All of them are going to join together and help us out on the Multicultural Fair. It's going to be a whole month of activities.
Reporting for the Weekly News, this is Jarrod Morse.
Ada's Family Crisis Center has been helping victims of violence for many years. The center's main goal is to help men and women explore the reasons for violence in their lives and try to find solutions. The Family Crisis Center strongly believes in the equality of men and women in relationships without violence. The center serves Pontotoc, Cole, Seminole, and surrounding counties. Free emergency shelter for 30 days, a 24-hour intervention hotline, and legal advice are offered for victims. Counseling is available for a slight fee depending on individual situations. There are perpetrator programs, sexual abuse support, and drug and alcohol counseling. The center's hours are 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily, but the shelter is open 24 hours a day. To contact the Family Crisis Center, call 580-436-3504. Come in, take a look at the Kiwanis Club of Ada. Stay with us.
The Kiwanis Club of Ada operates the activities at the Wintersmith Park during the summer season. Kiwanis will offer train rides, mini golf, the carousel, a concession stand, and pavilions for groups. The club also sponsors Red Cross swimming lessons and spends more than $6,000 for the fireworks show on the 4th of July. The Kiwanis Club operates solely on donations from the community, businesses at the park, and all other fundraisers. This season's activities will begin at the end of May during Memorial Day weekend. Ada's landfill is almost full, and many Ada residents don't realize all their garbage is piling up in one place. Here is Stephanie Johnson with more.
West of Ada is an area of land covered with mountains. But these aren't the mountains that people enjoy. These are the mountains of garbage. Every day, trucks pour more and more trash into Ada's landfill. So much waste goes into the landfill that it will soon become full.
Ada landfill, which is owned by the city of Ada, has a expected life of less than 8 years now.
If the landfill runs out of room, then the city of Ada will be forced to open another landfill, which means more and more mountains of solid waste.
If people would just recycle a little bit of what they use at home, it makes a big difference on preserving space at the landfill, and that way it'll last a lot longer, and and garbage rates will be lower.
Reporting for Weekly News, this is Stephanie Johnson.
East Central University is the proud home of one of only 6 nationwide schools, as well as the only school in the state of Oklahoma to offer cartography as a major. The professors of the ECU Department of Cartography and Geography teach students how to take data from the U.S. Census Bureau and other geographical information systems and interpret these data sets into map form. According to Department Recruiting Coordinator and Professor Dr. Rob Newcomer, if data sets are available, they can be mapped. Graduates from the department have a wide range of occupations to choose from, including careers with NASA and oil companies. The department has just recently received a $25,000 grant from the National Geographic Society. To see some work done by ECU students, check out www.okatlas.org. The East Central Dance Company recently went to the University of Central Oklahoma for the American Dance Federation competition. The ACDF invites schools from all over the region from New Mexico to Wyoming. For the past 3 years, East Central's dancers have qualified for the Gala Show, which is a showcase at the end of the competition. In the past, ECU has beat out larger schools such as OU and Texas. This year, 30 schools competed with a total of more than 50 dance pieces, but the Gala Show was not increased, allowing the usual 10 pieces. East Central's dances, though met with praise, did not make it to the Gala Show. According to ECU dance instructor Dr. Victoria Dansby, the team looks forward to the competition next year and the chance to compete again. The Collings Foundation's Wings of Freedom tour will be flying into Ada soon. 2 historic World War II planes, the Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress and the consolidated B-24 Liberator, will be on display at the Ada Municipal Airport. The event will take place Wednesday, March 30th from 3 to 5 p.m., Thursday, March 31st from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and Friday, April 1st from 9 a.m. until noon. Donations of $8 for adults and $4 for children are requested to tour both planes. 30-minute rides will also be available on either plane for a donation of $400. That's all for this edition of Weekly News.
Thanks for watching.
The Weekly News is produced by mass communication students in the Communication Department at East Central University. Weekly News serves the East Central University campus. Opinions expressed are not necessarily those of East Central University or the service provider.